So there is a storm coming in right now, and I was just outside grilling some food for the family, which is why my shirt looks the way that it does. But while I was out there grilling, I had a little bit of an epiphany, and I wanted to come inside to record this video. And this is going to be very much an opinion-based type of video. But the thought that I had is that this world is filled with a lot of unhappy people. That's not the epiphany, right? I think a lot of us recognize that there are a lot of people out there that for whatever reason are generally unhappy people. They see the world through a lens that is negative. Everything is the worst. There is nothing that brings them joy. There is nothing that is good. There is nothing that is perfect. Everything around them that they see and observe and participate in is negative. And as a result of there being so many negative people out there in the world, there is no surprise that there are negative people that are associated with the hobby of comic book collecting. These people see everything through a negative lens, and you probably know some of these individuals. I've spent the last couple of days actually speaking with several of these folks. Now, I am not talking about the person that has a negative opinion about something, that expresses frustration with something. I don't like this. I don't care for that. I'm talking about those people that you would be hard pressed to find something that is positive, to find something that they say that is actually positive and favorable. These are the type of people that go to a movie that they say they know is going to be bad to confirm that the movie is indeed bad. They watch videos on topics that they know that they don't agree with so that they can leave a negative comment on that video saying that they don't like that video. These are the people that say there are no good comics that are being written right now, while also not reading any comics at all. They say that the industry as a whole is going off a cliff. That is their perspective. That is how they see things. Everything is the worst. There is too much politics in comics. They are pushing this agenda or that agenda. Disney needs to sell Marvel. Warner Brothers needs to sell DC Comics. They only see the negative and the downside of every single situation. And as I mentioned, I've spent the last couple of days speaking with some of these individuals. And through these conversations, what I've realized is that I don't see one positive thing come out of their mouth. I have no clue what they actually like because everything is negative. Everything is the worst. Now, I've spent time talking with these folks and trying to help them to see my point of view and my perspective and to understand what is it that they specifically don't like. And generally what I've realized is that they don't like everything. Everything is the worst. And I am to some degree or another struggling with these folks because I don't think that I can help them. I don't think that you can help them. And they're everywhere, right? Generally speaking. And part of me almost feels bad for them. And I feel bad for them because comics as a whole is a wonderful industry. It is not perfect. And to be honest with you, some of the things that these people say, I also agree with, but I don't allow it to layer up to the point where all I see is the negative, right? I agree with some of the things that they're actually saying, but I still choose to be positive. But I do not think that I can actually help any of these people. It's almost like a drowning victim, somebody that is drowning where you want to save them and you go in to help them, and what ends up happening, both of you end up dying. That is essentially what happens. You have to throw them the life preserver, right? That's what you're supposed to do versus trying to go in and rescue them. They will drag you under. They will drag you into the unhappiness that is their existence. And again, that's part of the reason why I feel bad for them, because they only see the negative. I need this hobby. I need the escapism that comes with reading comics. And I've spent part of today actually doing nothing other than reading comics, because that is what I need right now. Life is challenging enough. Life is negative enough. I also don't need it in my hobby. And again, the comics are not perfect. That is not what I am saying here. What I am saying is I am making a conscious decision to focus on the positive aspects of this hobby, because I need this hobby to be positive. And potentially this also resonates with you. But I feel bad for these people because I want to help them, but I really don't think that I can. I think the best thing for me to do, and possibly for you, is to isolate these people, to put them in a corner, in a box, and have positive thoughts for them, and hope that they are able to find their way to some type of happiness. Because if they are looking at comics in such a negative way, the question that I kind of ask myself is, how bad is the rest of their life? How bad is the rest of their life if they are taking what is a good thing and making it bad and choosing to only see the negative? How bad is the rest of their life? And again, that's why I feel bad for them, because of that, because I can't help them, because I have to put them in the box, and I'm going to have positive thoughts for those people and hope that they are able to find their way out of the darkness, because I cannot let that darkness invade my hobby, because again, I need this hobby, and potentially you do as well. With that said, I encourage you to sound off in the comment section. Maybe this video resonates with you. Maybe you have been in the darkness and have found your way back to the light, found your way back to seeing the positive aspects of this hobby. Maybe your experience is like mine. You've encountered these negative people and tried to engage them and recognize that you can't save them. Maybe you actually saved one of these folks. What did you do, right? How did you help them? Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you want to be part of something positive and you haven't subscribed to this channel, I want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe now. We have challenging conversations. We talk about difficult things, but generally speaking, the goal is to have some fun with this hobby. That is the objective. And again, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
This thing on? Mic check. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Yo, should you practice art, or should art be your practice? I had a question, so I asked it, not to anyone specifically, but to my inner God, you know, the one that's gonna be a master, the one that's more than a rapper, the one that's an educator, the one that seeks enlightenment. He travels with concepts, he's got the mindset expansive. He understands that his time combined with travel and concepts makes his mind convex. Sort of like when you look at a brain scan, straight off meditation, we was concaving until we had that eternal dialogue that created our dialect. Now we in distinct rooms with pure souls having them conversations, synergy and combinations. You fly and we waiting, Indian style in the gold.